I did a video called "It's Time for Pope Francis to Exalt Obama." Hello! The New World Order agenda. Now, the popes of the Vatican have been exalting the New World Order as long as they've existed. Hello! Yeah. And Peter didn't exalt the New World Order, all right? And Peter was not the first pope. So, anyways, that's another story. But 13 days ago, I did a video called "It's Time for Pope Francis, the false prophet, to exalt Obama." So I'm not surprised. It's just the time. If you know what time it is. What time is it, Mr. Darrow? It is time for Jesus to return. And so, so all these events have to take place ASAP. So when I see this newsyahoo.com by Warren Strobel article here on yahoo.com website, secret talks in Canada. See, Canada is ruled by the Vatican. Oh, you didn't know Canada was run by the Vatican? Hello? I thought the UK. Well, the UK is run by the Vatican. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Who owns the Bank of England? Look at that. Anyways, secret talks in Canada. Canada is run. Everything that happens in Canada is run by the Vatican. Yeah. And then everything in the U.S. is run by the Vatican. Everything in Mexico and most nations on the earth, are run by the Vatican because they have the most money on the earth. Yeah, they control the banks around the world. You control the banks, you control the gold, you control the money, you control the governments. Yeah. So if you don't know that, it's not my fault. Go back to sleep and go watch SpongeBob. But if you want to wake up, that's the fact, Jack. Oh! So here, secret talks in Canada. Vatican City led to Cuba breakthrough. So Obama just didn't think, well, I think I'm going to open relations with Cuba. No. The Vatican says we need to set up a one world government, break the borders, and that's why Obama has his policies. You didn't know that? Oh, you don't come up with their policies by themselves. They get a phone call from the demon-possessed leaders that control the Vatican, and they say, this is what you're going to do. And they go, yes, ma'am. The great whore, the great prostitute of the book of Revelation is the Vatican. So she controls the governments on the earth. And the governments that don't want to obey the Vatican, well, they just come up with a strategy to bring war against them, some excuse to bring war. Wreck their economies, bring sanctions, economic assassinations. And if that doesn't work, then they just go into war or assassinations of leaders, et cetera, until they bring in someone that will do what they want, just like they did in Ukraine. The Ukrainian government was toppled by the Vatican's green light to topple it. So the CIA goes in there, topples a democratically elected government, and puts in a bunch of Nazis. Why would the Vatican do that? Because the Vatican are Nazis. Hello! Who do you think put Hitler in power? Who do you think is opening up Cuba? All right, to the U.S. and the U.S. to Cuba. All right? Who? Vatican did it. Who do you think put Hitler in power? The Vatican. You can look at all the pictures of the Vatican and Hitler. Hitler said, I organized my Third Reich after the Vatican, the Roman Catholic Church. Where do you think all the loot went? Wasn't there a movie out called recently with George Clooney called The Monuments Men? Oh, they don't show a lot of where the wealth went. There's some caves here and there, but in reality, a lot of the wealth went right into the Vatican vaults. I've had this verified, and you can verify this yourself. Just go look it up. But I've talked to people in high positions of authority. Oh, in Jerusalem. And they said, man, how do you know that? Because I ask, because I seek, and because I knock. It's out there. And they go, whoa! I said, yeah. Hitler was a pawn for the Vatican. Yeah, just like most governments now. The Canadian government is a pawn of the Vatican. Obama and the U.S. government are pawns of the Vatican. The Mexican government the European government, most governments, and the governments that don't obey what the Vatican says, there will come trouble against them. Yeah. Anyways, secret talks in Canada, Vatican City led to Cuba breakthrough. And that's why they're doing it now. Why now? Well, because the borders have to be brought down. You have to have the access to people. You have to see the Antichrist and the false prophet and this New World Order has to have open borders in order to track everybody, control everybody. There's a new, did you see this new, oh Lord, let me see if I can actually even pronounce it right. Let me see. Siglet. Is that how you say that?